People used to joke that my cousin and I looked more like sisters. Turns out they were right. Because she's not just my cousin, she's my dad's other daughter. And our moms. Yeah. They're sisters too. What you're about to hear destroyed everything I thought I knew about my family. Growing up, I always thought our family was normal. A little loud, a little chaotic. But what family isn't, right? My cousin Emily and I were inseparable. From the time we could walk, we were basically twins. Same age, same birthday month, same favorite shows. We even looked kind of alike, which people joked about all the time. They'd say, "You two could be sisters." And we'd laugh. 'Cause why would we be? But here's the thing about family secrets. They don't stay buried forever. And once the truth comes out, it changes everything. So Emily is my aunt's daughter. My mom's younger sister. They live just a few minutes from us, so we grew up side by side. Birthdays, sleepovers, school, you name it. I always admired her mom, my aunt. She was more chill than mine. My mom could be intense. Always watching me like a hawk, always trying to keep me close. Back then I thought it was just normal parental control. But now, I see it for what it was. Guilt. As we got older, Emily and I stayed close, but something started to feel weird. Not between us, but in the way our parents acted when we were together. Our moms would whisper when they thought we weren't listening. Family dinners had tension. My dad, who was always kind of distant, acted super uncomfortable whenever Emily came around. He'd avoid eye contact, keep conversations short, and leave the room early. One night, I overheard my mom and aunt arguing in the kitchen. I couldn't catch everything, but I heard words like, "You said we'd never tell. She has a right to know. It'll destroy everything." Froze. My stomach dropped. What the hell were they hiding? Fast forward to last month. Emily and I both turned 23. For fun, we decided to do one of those ancestry DNA kits. We thought it'd be cute to trace our roots and see where our family came from. We sent it in. Few weeks later, the results came back. Everything looked normal. Until we saw the close family matches section. And there it was. Half-sibling, Emily. I stared at the screen like it was lying to me. Half-sibling. No way. That's my cousin. But the science doesn't lie. Emily was just as stunned. We sat there in silence, both trying to make sense of it. Then she said it out loud. "Do you think it was your dad?" I wanted to say no. I wanted to believe it wasn't possible. But deep down, we knew. We confronted our moms that night. We didn't sugarcoat it. We didn't ask nicely. We just said, "We know the truth. Emily and I are half-sisters. And we want answers." You could have heard a pin drop. My aunt looked at my mom, and my mom, she started crying. Not denial. Not shock. Just her crying. Because she knew the lie was over. Turns out, 24 years ago, both of them got pregnant around the same time. With the same man. My dad. He had been secretly involved with both sisters. It wasn't some big affair. According to my mom, it was complicated. He was confused. Yeah, no kidding. They decided to keep the truth hidden. My aunt raised Emily alone. No child support, no connection. My dad stayed with my mom and raised me like nothing ever happened. They said it was best for the family. To protect us. To protect themselves. So let me get this straight. You let us grow up like sisters, spend every moment together, and just hoped we'd never find out. He had been secretly involved with both sisters. It wasn't some big affair. According to my mom, it was complicated. He was confused. Yeah, no kidding. They decided to keep the truth hidden. My aunt raised Emily alone. No child support, no connection. My dad stayed with my mom and raised me like nothing ever happened. They said it was best for the family. To protect us. To protect themselves. So let me get this straight. You let us grow up like sisters, spend every moment together, and just hoped we'd never find out. We haven't spoken to my dad since. I don't know if I want to. He's sent texts, left voicemails. All I hear is guilt and excuses. Emily and I are still figuring things out. Sometimes we joke that we're real sisters now. But underneath it, it still hurts. I don't know who I'm more angry at. My dad for being selfish. Or our moms for helping him hide it. All I know is this: secrets don't stay buried forever. And when the truth comes out, everything changes. I still don't know if I'll ever speak to my dad again. And honestly, I'm not sure I want to. But if there's one thing this has taught me, family isn't just about blood. It's about trust. And once that's broken, it's hard to come back from. Emily and I, we're not cousins anymore. We're sisters. And we're rewriting what family means, but this time on our own terms. Hey, before you go, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And your support means the world. So if you felt something during this story, if you've ever been betrayed, shocked, or blindsided by family drama, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And most importantly, leave a comment below with your story.
My brother slept with my wife, got her pregnant. And now he wants my help after being cut out of our $2 million inheritance. He stole my peace, shattered my marriage, and the son I raised for years. Turns out, he wasn't even mine. Now he's broke, desperate, and begging for my help, and all I could do was laugh. He slept with my wife, got her pregnant, lied to my face for years. Now he's begging me for help. I almost peed my pants, I was laughing so hard. Nothing could prepare me for that day I heard the news. I nearly passed out from a heart attack. The irony of him being the golden child, the one my parents worshipped. And I was the quiet one, aka, the invisible throwaway. All my life David mocked me, bullied me, and nearly ruined everything I ever loved. But you want to know what I did? Let's rewind to where it all started. From the moment we were kids, my younger brother David made my life a living nightmare. Ironically, he was the golden child. Our mom pampered him endlessly. Cooked for him whenever he wanted, did his laundry, and even expected me to help him with his homework. All because that's what big brothers do, right? But the love was never mutual. David mocked me constantly, my height, my weight, my introverted nature. He once put rocks in my cereal. When I told my mom, she didn't do anything. She just said, "That's how brothers bond." Nothing could be so far from the truth, it's amazing. So of course the bullying escalated, from verbal abuse, to siding with bullies at school, and even once telling me to kill myself during a fight. I was struggling with mental health then, and those words nearly destroyed me. It really broke my spirit. High school brought the breaking point, after David tried to set my hair on fire. Dad finally snapped, threatened to call the police, and for the first time ever, I felt heard. That moment changed everything. My father enrolled me in MMA classes and I transformed, mentally, physically, emotionally. I was no longer David's punching bag. I threw myself into training and found strength in discipline. I learned how to stand up for myself, how to fight back. Slowly, I began to reshape my life, one punch, one kick, one rep at a time. I gained confidence I never thought I'd have, and for the first time in years, I started to believe in myself. One day, David stole my savings. I punched him in the face, took back my money, and watched him cry like the coward he truly was. Mom tried to defend him, but Dad saw through the lies. From then on, David kept his distance. Still bitter, still cruel, but now, powerless. But the damage had been done. My teenage years were a blur of emotional pain, daily insults, and constant humiliation. And the worst part? No one ever really stood up for me, until I stood up for myself. Eventually, I earned a scholarship and left for college, free at last. The feeling of leaving that toxic environment was indescribable. For the first time, I had space to breathe, enjoy my own space, and become friends with new people. From there, I met Karen and eventually we fell in love and got married after we graduated school. We both ended up getting good jobs and decided to start a family soon after. At this time, I'm feeling so happy. I'm feeling like life is finally worth living. I'm fulfilled with love and joy at this moment. Years later, Karen confessed to having 2 affairs, one with a coworker and one with her ex. I was devastated but tried to salvage our marriage, for the sake of our son. I forgave her like an idiot, me foolishly believing it was a one-time thing and we could move past it, or so I thought. I went to therapy, buried myself in work, did everything I could to restore some sense of normalcy. Karen seemed remorseful, and for a while, we were happy all over again. So much, we started going on vacations, very nice restaurants, and all the other things couples love to do. It really felt real that time. But just when things are getting back comfortable, Karen drops the world's biggest nuke on my head. She goes, 3 months ago I had another affair, and it's been ongoing with your brother David. And Cody might actually be his son. My stomach went into gut-wrenching pain. I felt paralyzed at the knees. I had to sit down to catch my breath. The betrayal, the lies, the sheer cruelty of it all. Karen confessed they started flirting during a family holiday. She said it escalated beyond her control. Are you kidding me? You don't trip and fall into your brother-in-law's bed by accident. I couldn't believe she said that to me. She admitted to sneaking off for hotel rendezvous, lying about work, lying about where she was going on business trips. Had it all planned out. She married me while knowing the child could be David's, because I was the safe choice. When I told her I was leaving, she cried and begged on her knees for forgiveness and even tried to, weaponizing our son to guilt me into staying. Of course it didn't work that time because I walked out. The next day, I exposed everything to my parents. David denied it, until I called him in front of them. He mocked me, said I wasn't man enough to keep a woman, and even bragged about being the better-looking brother. His arrogance backfired. My dad tore into him good. He cut him off financially, revoked any and all privileges, and told him to figure out life on his own. David went from golden boy to black sheep overnight. A DNA test later confirmed the horrifying truth. The boy I raised and loved was not mine. He was David's. That shattered me more than anything in the world. Karen begged me to stay in our son's life. But I just couldn't. I refused. I couldn't raise his child. That pain was too deep. My father changed his will, left everything to me. Nearly $2 million, and David barely got $1. When he found out, he called me sobbing, begging me for help. Not long after, Karen started demanding child support for Cody. And he was broke and couldn't find a job. I laughed so hard I almost peed my pants. Can you imagine the audacity of that lunatic? I don't know if David will ever truly understand the weight of what he did. But what I do know is he no longer has power over me. That chapter is closed. And I'm finally free. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. I know it was a lot. Honestly, I never thought I'd live through something this insane, let alone talk about it so openly. But betrayal, especially when it comes from the people closest to you, your own blood, it cuts deeper than you could ever imagine. I spent years trying to be the bigger person. Trying to keep the peace. And in the end, I was repaid with lies, betrayal, and a child that wasn't even mine. But you know what? I'm not bitter anymore. I'm not angry. I'm just done. Sometimes, walking away is the strongest thing you can do. It's also one of the hardest as well. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Just because someone shares your DNA doesn't mean they deserve access to your heart, your mind, or your peace. And now, I protect my peace like it's sacred. Because after everything, I've finally learned to choose me.
Have you ever uncovered a family secret that flipped your world upside down? Something so wild, even your closest friends didn't believe it at first? Speech balloon, drop your story in the comments. Vent it, share it, heal through it. You never know who might relate, or who's silently going through the same thing. And if you want more shocking, real-life drama like this, subscribe to Reddit Out Loud, hit that bell, and join the fam. Every week we dive into the internet's most twisted confessions, betrayals, and buried secrets. This is Reddit Out Loud, where the internet speaks, and we listen. Catch you in the next one.